So today we're going to take a quick look at the recap application, connect some accounts and download our tax statements, and I'll show you how simple that is to do. So I'm starting here with a blank account. So the first thing I'm going to do is press the add account button here in the middle, and I'm going to choose an exchange API. So first of all, I'm going to connect my Binance account into the system. So if I choose Binance here, press next and give the account a name, I'm just going to leave that as the default. And then I need to add in my API key and secret. And I've already been to Binance's website and generated these. We've got a full guide as part of the system that you can see by clicking on this link here, Open Guide, and that'll take you to our documentation site. But once you've got those, you copy and paste them in, your API key and secret, and press next. And what that'll do is it will go off to Binance and grab all of your transaction history and pull it into Recap. And importantly, all of that transaction data is encrypted. We don't see any of that with your key. So all of your transaction and trading data remains private. The next account I'm going to connect is my Coinbase account. So same process here. I'm going to press add account. I'm going to choose exchange again, and that's my Coinbase account, which is here. Again, I can give this a name, or I can leave that by the default. And I'm just going to grab the API key that I generated earlier, and that's here. Copy those in along with the secret. And again, that'll go off and sync my data. So the third account I'm going to add to my system is an Ethereum wallet. So again, I'm going to press add account. I'm going to choose the wallet option now on Ethereum. I can give that account a name if I want to, and then I'm just going to paste in the wallet address, which is here. And there we go. And again, that'll go off to the blockchain and sync all of my transaction history into the system. And lastly, I'm going to add my Uphold account, and this is slightly different. So I'm going to press choose account again under the exchange section here, selecting Uphold. And now with Uphold, we can do an automatic connection by signing in. So I'm going to press here to sign in, and that'll take me through to the Uphold website. And I'm actually already signed in here, so I just need to press authorize to connect the two systems together. I'm just going to pop in my details. So sign me in, and my verification code, and that will then connect those two accounts together. So if I close this tab now, back to Recap, you'll see that Uphold account is now starting to sync as well. Okay, so just while this syncs, I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so my accounts are synced. You can see all of the data has now been pulled through. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the activity section here on the left, and you can see that we can now see all of the transactions across all of my different accounts all in the same place. And if I go into my tax tab, you'll also see that I've got my tax calculations for each tax year for which we've got activity. So if we just jump into the 2021-22 tax tab, I've actually got a couple of warnings here that I need to look at before I download my tax report. So I'm going to go to the activity section, and if I use the drop down here, you'll see I've got various statuses that help me to fix these errors. And a common one here is a missing acquisition. So if I click on this filter, you'll see it shows me a bunch of transactions which have got problems. Now this is really simple to resolve. Essentially what's happening here is, if we look at this example here, I'm selling some Ethereum, I'm trading it here for some XLM, but I don't actually, Recap doesn't know that I own this Ethereum, so I'm selling it without actually owning it. So it's really simple to fix. You can see here I've got an old transaction from 2018 where I withdrew some Ethereum. Now I can press the add transaction button here at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to manually add in a trade where I originally purchased that Ethereum. So let's say this was back in 2018, in January the 1st, and I purchased at that point 10 Ethereum. So let's just pop that in here so I can search for my asset code. And that cost me, I don't know, let's just say that was £500. So there we go. And I had a fee to pay on that of £10. So I'm just going to type these in and press save. And that will immediately resolve those issues. So you see those transactions are gone. I now have a couple of extra ones to look at, and actually in this case it's BNB that's causing a problem. So again, the system doesn't know that I've acquired this BNB, so I can't dispose of it. And again, I could solve that really easily by adding a transaction. But I won't do that right now. Again, we've got full guides on how to resolve all of these issues in the documentation suite, and I'll leave some links to those in the description. Last thing you may want to resolve, if I take a quick look here on my account section and filter by my Ethereum wallet, you'll see I've got some liquidity pool transactions in here, some deposits and withdrawals, but I've also got some airdrop tokens here. Now I know these are actually spam and I don't want these included in my tax report. So if I click into these, we can see all the information about them. I've got the transaction hashes and these will open up Etherscan for me so I can see more detail. But actually I just want to completely remove this from my tax calculation. So all I need to do is toggle this box here and that just completely removes those transactions. So if I now go to my tax tab, you can see I've got a net gain for the year. And I've got various options in here. I can see all of my disposals, my costs, margin trades, capital gains and so on. But the document I'm after here is the capital gains report, and this allows me to download a PDF document which includes a summary of all that data ready for HMRC, and that goes straight down to my machine and I can open that up and see a full set of data on all of the disposals that I've made in that tax year. So Ethereum here, all the calculations are laid out. If I keep scrolling down, things like margin trading, all the summaries required, and this document can be submitted along with a tax return. So that's a really quick summary of connecting some accounts, checking the data off in the activity tab, and then downloading a tax report. As I say, we've got full documentation for all of these processes in our documentation portal, and I'll leave links to those in the description.